Klesha Tanukarana. As we have talked about these, there are also kleshas, but we generally know these names: Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Devesha, Abhinivesha. I will be taking a separate talk on this because a single concept is a very big thing. So these are kleshas. Basically, these are which deviate us from the path of samadhi. So basically, to achieve samadhi, one has to reduce all this. Tanukarana is making them finer and finer. If Asmita, Avidya is gross, I have to make that Avidya finer. How it will be finer? By gaining knowledge. The more I get Vidya, my Avidya will reduce. So similarly, it is the case with Asmita, Raga, Dvesha and Abhinivesha. So one has to understand the technique of getting away with these things is also that one has to understand the things and then slowly leave them out. And then he will become more finer towards his path to attain samadhi. So that is Klesha Tanukarana. So both these main objectives are served by doing Kriya Yoga. Now what is all this Kriya Yoga? We have heard a lot of advertisement, Kriya Yoga. You may have heard n number of lectures, n number of people speak upon Kriya Yoga. It is a very big topic and I am trying to just show you what Patanjali might have thought, and it is very less than 1 hour for Kriya Yoga. You go and ask anyone, it's impossible. There are sessions running from weeks to months up to years for initiation into Kriya Yoga. It is a very big process. We are just understanding the concept over here and trying to understand the concept. So what Kriya Yoga consists of? Basically 3 components. There is tapas, svadhyaya and ishvara. Tapas, svadhyaya, ishvara pranidhanani, Kriya Yoga. He says in the first verse of the second chapter. Now I will be going into details of each of these ones. Before that, a very gross comparison. We usually come across the words Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. In my last talk also I have said about it. See, what is tapas? Tapas is tapasharya. Tapna means to get heat up, means warming up or doing particular actions particularly. What is Svadhyaya? It is somewhere coming close to Jnana Yoga. There is some study involved in it. There is reading, there is understanding of whatever scriptures or whatever the seeds have told us or whatever the experts tell us, understanding the concepts. And the third one is Ishwar Pranidhan. That comes closer to Bhakti Marga, Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Marga. Generally it is usually statements are made that you can travel by Karma Marga, Jnana Marga, Bhakti Marga. All the 3 have been told by Bhagavad Gita, and the God or the scientist earlier has put an open option to everyone that whichever you feel is acceptable to you, and you can go on that path, of course. But what I feel is that all these 3 are interlinked because without karma there is no jnana, without jnana there is no bhakti, and similarly vice versa we can mix everything. There is no such separation. There are no splits. They are all interlinked. Now we will go through one each. First we will take up tapa. Generally, tapa is understood to be austerity or penance. Means whatever we do as a service towards the society, helping others, in various ways, of course, by you can help by money, you can help by physically, or you can help by imparting knowledge. So, what is tapa? It is a process or activity which helps the yogi in purification of physical, mental and spiritual liberties. Now, tapa can be of various types. If I have to work, if I have to do some action, if I have to do some karma, as we have heard karma yoga, so I can do many karmas. I can do anything. I can do good things, I can do bad things also. So they have made it clear that no boss, it is not anything that you work on, it is just this thing wherein there is a purification of your physical, mental and spiritual levels. Then only we can call it tapas of Kriya Yoga. Tapa as a word can be used at many places and many people can do various tapas. As I have put in over here, tap can be sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. Now Ravana, what he was doing, he was also doing tapasya. He gained various siddhis from the world. But was it a sattvic tap? No. He had some in-objectives. Like for example, I have put in this, we are just close to 26/11. You remember the last year. What a commando does is a sattvic tap. What a minister does is a rajasic tap. And what a terrorist does is a tamasic tap. All the three are working hard to attain whatever they want. But ultimately, it is the direction in which they are working. It is their hetu, which we call in Sanskrit or Marathi. It is their intention behind that action which makes it different. And if the commander is working, he has nothing in mind that time. He has to just fight out the terrorists. That time he will not think of his family. He will not think of what he may get as incentives for this one firing of a bullet. He will not think of all those things. Because at that moment he is fully into this thing. But at the same time, a minister sitting who is handling all these commandos and all the arrangements, he has other intentions in his mind. He has to rule. So he is also doing work. He will also work 24 hours on that day. But at that time he will have in mind, oh maybe now the opposition will claim that he should resign. Maybe something may happen. So I have to manage it so fine that I should not lose my post. Or I should run it properly so that I can rule properly. So this is something called as Rajasic. At the same time, the terrorist is also 24 hours, 3 days, he is also not eating anything and fighting. But then it is a Tamasic. This is because his objectives are totally ill at that time. So that's why they have defined that if we want tapas in Kriya Yoga, then that tapas has to be sattvic. That which will bring purification of physical, mental and spiritual impurities. Now, they have mentioned there are various types of, if you read about Kriya Yoga even on the net or with many other institutions who preach Kriya Yoga, there are various ways in which Kriya Yoga has been taught, and still there are new ways that are coming up. The basic concepts are this, and based on that, the Guru who feels whichever way is suitable, he imparts the same to his disciples. So they say that the supreme tap is pranayama. If one has to do Kriya Yoga, as I have told you earlier, so Kriya Yoga is expected to be put into daily routine. So it is for that extroversion to introversion that we are to bring in. So what is the daily purpose that we can do? Of course we can do good for others, we can work with good institutions, and we can do many other things. But according to them, pranayama is the supreme purpose. Of course. And then the second one comes Swadhyaya. So once we have done Tapasya, then we have to understand some things about ourselves. Swadhyaya defined into the text is like regular study or reading of scriptures. So may it be Bhagavad Gita, may it be any type of text that you feel. The scriptures have to be read daily. This is what is understood by Swadhyaya if we read the various commentaries. But if we break the word Swa-Adhyaya, it is self-study. What is expected? I am trying to put the words apart so that we can read it in between the sutras. As we read in between the lines of various texts. Here in Patanjali we have to read what he has not tried to say and who has not mentioned. So This is Swa and Adhyay. So it is a regular self-study. So if we can understand the word Atmachintan, what we do, what we tell our patients, or many of the times as psychologists also advise, you can write a daily diary. Many people write it by their own.